To all the single men out there, if you are going on dates and you find yourself not getting second dates at all, here's something you can do right away to create a stronger first impression with the woman. This is something I do unconsciously, and two different dates of mine actually told me they were impressed, which made me realize how important it was. The best part is you do not need to be good looking or rich to be able to pull this off. Before I explain what it is, I want to share with you two experiences of mine so that you know what I am talking about. So the first story happened 2 years ago. I saw this girl on OkCupid, and in her bio she had put her Instagram ID. So I decided to message her directly on Instagram. So as you can see here, I dropped her a message and we started talking. And after about a day of messaging back and forth, we decided to meet. She felt spontaneous and wanted to meet after midnight, and there was this cafe that was open until about 5 a.m. This cafe had an outdoor area and there were fairy lights. She wanted to take photos for her Instagram, so she proposed that spot. I was happy to try something new, so I was like, okay, why not? I got there about 15 minutes early and she asked me to find out if we could actually sit outside. Unfortunately, the staff told me that because it's after midnight, the outside is closed and therefore we actually have to sit inside instead. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. When she arrived and we were sitting inside the cafe, she was telling me how she was disappointed because she really wanted to take photos for her Instagram and unfortunately it's closed. There was nothing we could do. It really felt like a wasted trip. And in that moment, I just thought, hey, you know what? Let's make this happen. So I just stood up without a word. I walked over to the manager and I asked the manager very nicely. I was like, hey, is it possible if we could sit outside? There's only two of us. We promise not to mess up the area. And at the end of our date, we will clean it up if we actually dirty anything. The manager thought about it for a while and then she finally agreed. So I walked back to her and I told her, okay, it's done. We can sit outside now. In that very moment, her face suddenly lit up and then she was very impressed. Then she told me that this has never happened on any of her dates before. And she said if this had happened with any of her ex-boyfriends, they would have just simply accepted that they were not able to sit outside and they would have tried to persuade her that sitting inside is okay as well, or come up with whatever excuses to convince her that it is okay to sit inside. And to me, it's not really a big deal. All I did was just to go up to the manager and ask if it was possible to just sit outside. Like, it was a very simple request. But apparently, the man that she knew, the man that she was going on dates with, would never have done anything like this. But hey, she was impressed, and I was like, okay, works for me. Second story. So this girl and I, we also met on Instagram, and on our second date, we decided to go hiking. We chose this area which had quite a few monkeys living in the wild. And as we were walking along this trail, there were about three monkeys in front of us that was blocking the path. And these monkeys were untamed and they have been known to try and snatch things off the hands of any hikers that pass by. And she did not want to keep going because she was afraid of the monkeys. So I decided that I had to chase them away without provoking them. So I stepped forward, spread my arms wide to make my body seem larger, and the monkeys very slowly just disappeared into the forest. Later on, when we were texting, she told me that she had recorded a video of me chasing the monkeys away and that she had sent it to her friend and told me that she was impressed by what I did. Again, I did not do this to impress her. It just felt like something I needed to do, and so I did. But when I think about these two stories, I realized that my dates were impressed because I took the initiative to make things happen. And this is important because a lot of men simply don't do that anymore. There are plenty of passive men out there who don't lead the interaction, don't take the initiative, and don't have the courage to step forward. So if you want to instantly stand out from the rest of the men out there, take the initiative. Be the guy who dares to step forward and make things happen. This does not require you to be rich. It does not require you to be good looking. It does not require you to do anything special. All you need to do is just be proactive. So give that a try and let me know how it goes. If any of you have similar stories to share, please do so in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe.